Compton was the American dream. Sunny California, with a palm tree in the front yard, the camper, the boat. Temptingly close to the Los Angeles ghetto in the 50s and 60s, it became the Black American dream.
When we were on stage, it was our world after that. You know what I mean? It's like thousands of people to direct, so we got to do our own thing. You know what I mean? And my man right here, he really stepped up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To say the least.
Appreciate that. When I'm on that stage, that's my element, and you know, didn't care about the cameras. You know, it's about the crowd. You know, all that. Nothing else matters really. So that actually was one of the main components in my father thinking that I could even do this, you know, is because he's seen me get down for 6 years now with him on stage. And so, you know, that's a key element in this movie, is whether or not you're getting rocked by N.W.A.
Like when we watched the movie in Detroit, it had the screening there, they had people there that was like, bro, I remember this. I was by the stage when this happened. You know what I mean? So I think recreating that, it bring a whole nother level of, you know, authenticity to it, because it's a period piece. It's not like it was fake. Like,
exactly.
This really happened.
Every single thing you see in this movie is authentic. Everything we do in this movie is authentic. We re-recorded the album, and then also I had to learn how to produce. So, you know, seeing Jerry in the studio doing his thing, and we got to work with W.C for like a month and a half, like on these, you know, mechanics and stuff. So it was great, man.
A lot of people thought Eazy was a super huge, like, you know what I mean? Like, they see him and like, he was a rapper, he had this down pat.
Yes.
You know, but you kind of see the vulnerable states of everybody, you know, and really what was happening, and really like the bond and the confidence that they build.
Well, people already had their ideas of what this movie was going to be. You know, people think that it's, you know, you have fun, you know, it's some music video type, you know, stuff. These scenes with these police lead to a boiling point in the film that it needs to be covered as a part of, you know, the history. Right. The riots and the Rodney King and, you know, the whole reason why they wrote "Fuck the Police."
There were days on set where we would be shooting the riot scenes, and we would go home that night, and Ferguson stuff would be on the TV. You sitting there looking at the thing that but this was 20 years ago. So why is it still going on now? Why do our neighborhoods still look like they do? Why are we still, you know, and that onus is on us too. Why are we still tearing down our businesses?
Most people dream of having that opportunity to just be able to sit there and, you know, watch a genius at work. You know what I mean? But to know that we like inspired him, like he was just sitting on set one day and was like, all right, y'all, I'm gonna holler at y'all later. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do it out. Yeah, you know, and he was fans of our work, because he lets us know that all the time, you know? He humbles himself and like, man, I'm a fan of y'all work. And to know that he loved our work so much when it wasn't even finished, that he just went and did an album that people been waiting on for years.
I'm a studio baby, all right? I'm born on tour, all right? I ain't never heard music that fucking loud. It was so unreal. Like, it was like, is everybody cool with this? But he's a master of his craft, and you know, everybody's been waiting over a decade for this, and it sounds like he took his time with it.
'Cause it's just another day in Compton.